Any confusion? No? Yeah,
No.
for finding the mean, it will be the yesterday's material. Finding the mean, you have depends on what type of data is it. Usually we use the sigma fx divided by sigma f. Fx means the value we multiplied by its frequency. We find the total of it. After that, we divide it by the total frequency. So now we have a standard deviation. Standard deviation, there are two formula, but I think the second formula, it will be easier for you to calculate, less calculation. So there are two formula. Later on, if you pick either one, the answer will be the same. So standard deviation, it will be 6 sigma open bracket x minus x bar. The x bar in here, it will be for the mean. Yesterday we already learned about the mean. So this is x bar. It will be telling us for the mean. That's why before you find the standard deviation, you have to know how to find the mean. The x in here, it will be the value. If it is using a group data, so it means the x, it will be the midpoint. If it is not a group data, the x, it will be the value itself. You subtract by the mean, you find the difference between the value to the mean. After you find the difference, you need to square it. After that, you plus it and then you divide it by the total frequency. The n in here, it will be the same thing as sigma f, the total frequency. Yesterday we used the sigma f, not n, so maybe if you get confused. And then for the other formula, we have sigma x squared divided by n. So later, usually we will have a table. Usually you will be using a table. This is for the value. And then there is a value for the frequency. You have the number. And then you have to, if using the first formula, you have to find the difference between the value with the mean. You find the difference. After that, you square it. And then after that, you find the total. So you can find the total of sigma f. In here, it will be the total of sigma f. And then for this column, it will be the sigma of x minus x bar square. So yeah, later if you have a table, you have to make like a addition column for writing the x minus x bar. And then if you use the other formula, which is uh, sigma x square divided by n minus x bar square. This is so later if you have the x, the value itself of it is, or if it is a group data, it means you have to find the midpoint. You can directly find the value of x square. So for example, the value in here is 4. So for x square, it will be, you have to make it into 16. After that, you can plus, you can do all, the same way for all of the value. After that, you find the total for the x square. After that, you also need to find the total of frequency. We call it as n for the sigma f. After that, you have to find the mean still. For the mean, you can directly square root it. Later, to make it easier, I will just show you with the example question. So it will not be really confusing. This is the example question. We already have the time record with the, with the temperature, with the time. So like in the city A uh, at 00, it will be 25 degree. At 4 em, it will be 24 degree, and so on, as you can read it by yourself. So now I'm going to use the second formula, because the second formula, it will be easier and will be having a less silly mistake. So for a 25, this is for the x value, because this is using a temperature. So the x value, we take it from the temperature. The temperature is 25 degree. We need to find the x square. So we do 25 square, which is equals to 625. You do the same thing for the 24 degree. You need to square it. For the 26 degree, for the 33 until 29 degree, you have to square all of them. After you're done with squaring all of them, you can find the sigma x square, which is equals to 4768. And then for the sigma x, because this is the frequency for each value only one, so the 25 times 1, it will be 25. You can find the sigma x. You can plus all of them, which is equals to 168. So later, if you are going to find the mean, the total degree you divide it by how many times is it? There are 6, so we divide 168 divided by 6, we get 28 degree for the mean. So for the standard deviation using the second formula, sigma x square divided by n minus x bar square. So it will be 4768 divided by 6 because the total frequency is 6, and then minus 28 because the mean is 28. So we have to minus 28 square. You can use the calculator, and then usually for the IGCSE, you can write the answer in 3 significant figures. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe my explanation is confusing, or maybe the my background noise is disturbing you, so you cannot hear my voice properly?
Would you mind uh, re-explaining that one more time?
Sorry?
Would you mind explaining it one more time?
Oh, okay. Okay. So now for finding the standard deviation, we are going to find the sigma x square divided by n minus x bar square. Because there are two formula, as I told you before, there are two formula for standard deviation, and it says it's easier to calculate the standard deviation using the second formula. That's why I use the second formula. You can use either one, the first formula or the second formula, the answer will be the same. But the second formula, it will be having a less counting. That's why we are going to calculate it using the second formula. Now we have the data for the temperature for a CTA for each time. So like in the 12:00, it will be 25 degree. At 4 a.m., the degree is 24. At 8 a.m., it will be 26 degree. 12 noon, it will be 33 degree. 4 p.m., it will be 31 degree. 8 p.m., it will be 29 degree. So now because we have to find the standard deviation, using this formula, using the second formula, we have to use sigma x square. X square, the x, it means the value. Because this is talking about the temperature, the data for the temperature, so it means the x, it will be the temperature itself. This is what we call it as x. That's why I make a new table for the value of x and also the value for x square. So now for finding the x square, I can directly square everything. 25 square, it will be 625. 24 square, it will be 576, and so on. Is there anyone having any confusion to find the x square, maybe? Before I continue, anyone get difficulties to find the x square? No? This will be like 25 square. You calculate, you can use your own calculator, it will be the 24 square, and so on. You can find all of the, you have to find the square for each value first. After you find the square for each value, you have to plus them. Because when I plus them, I will get 4768. Follow the formula, we need the sigma x square. We already have the sigma x square. For the n in here, it will be taken from the frequency, total frequency. Because this is only 6 data, so it means the n, it will be equals to 6. So now we already have the value for sigma x square. We already have the value for the n. Now we can find the x bar. X bar in here, it means the mean. Now we need to find the mean. For finding the mean, yesterday we already learned. For finding the mean, we can total all of the value for the temperature, and then we divide by the number of the temperature given. There are 6 different temperature, that's why the n, it will be equals to 6. And then the total temperature, we have to plus 24, 25, 26, 33, 31, and 29. We have to plus all of them, I get 168. So now for finding the mean, the total data or the sum of the value, we divide it by the number of the data. The sum of the values, it will be 168, and then the number of the data, it will be 6. So we have 168 divided by 6. We have the mean as 28. Is there anyone having any confusion to find the mean? Is there anyone have any difficulties to find the mean? Anyone have any question? No?
No.
After we're done finding the mean, now we put the values into the formula. Standard deviation, it will be sigma x square per n minus x bar square. The sigma x square, we already get it from the table, which is 4,768, and then we divide it by the number of data. There are 6 types of data, so we divide it by 6. After that, the result we need to divide it by the square of each data. Oh, sorry, we have to subtract it with the mean for this um, table. The mean is 28, so we subtract it by 28 square. You can use a calculator. You can calculate it using a calculator. You will get 3.27 if we round off the answer correct to 3 significant figures. Is there anyone having any question or the explanation is too fast? Hello? Is it fine? Any question? Hello? No question? Okay.
No.
If no question, let us continue to the example question. Let us discuss this question. So now we have the marks 2 and then the number of the students 5. So it means there are 5 students who get the marks 2. There are 6 students who get the marks 8 and so on, as you can read it by yourself. Now we have to find the standard deviation. Before finding the standard deviation, we need to find the mean first. So how do we find the mean? Anyone want to help me to find the mean? Hello? How do we find the mean? Anyone can help me to find the mean? Yes? What did you say? Can you tell me clearly? How do we find the mean?
Total it first.
Yeah, we have to. How do we total them?
5 plus 7, 6 plus 4
Are you sure? You can directly 5 plus 7 plus 6 plus 4 directly. You sure? Is it 5 plus 7 plus 6? We have to find the mean for the marks or the mean for the number of the students.
2 times 5.
Yeah, we have to find the mean for the marks because there are 5 students who get the marks of 2. So it means, yeah, we have to find the fx first. Fx means the frequency multiplied by the value. So now we have 2 times 5. It will be equals to how many? 10, yeah. Is it? Or is there anyone have any confusion? Hello? Any confusion if I directly write 10? Any confusion or not? No? Okay. Now, so for the next column, what number do I have to write?
21.
Okay, 21. After 21, how many it will be?
24.
Okay, 21. After that, 24. And then next, what number it will be?
20.
20. Continue.
54.
54. Okay, thank you for those who answer through the chat box. 7 times 3, 21. And then the last one, it will be 48. So now we can find the sigma fx. What is the sigma fx? Sigma fx, it means the total for each value that we have from the fx. So we have to find the total from 10 plus 21 plus 24 and so on. Anyone already find it? How many it will?
What?
198.
Okay, correct. It will be 198 because sigma fx, it means we have to find the total value from the fx. So we have to plus all of them, the 10, 21, 24, 20, 54, 21, 48. We have to plus all of them. Now for the sigma f, how many it will be? Sigma f,
Uh,
How many students are there in total?
Forty.
How many?
40.
40.
40.
Okay. 40. So now how do we find the mean? Still remember what did we learn yesterday? How do we find the mean?
198 divided by 40.
It will be equals to sigma fx. We divide it by sigma f. So yeah. Oh my god, my handwriting ugly. Don't mind the ugly handwriting. So it will be 198 divided by 40. How many it will be?
4.95.
Okay, thank you. 4.95. Did you already round it off to 3 significant figure, or it is already directly get the value like that?
Already like that.
Okay, then now we can find the, for finding the standard deviation, the formula is sigma of x square divided by n, and then we subtract it with the x bar square. Oopsie. We subtract it with the x bar square, and then the result we need to square root it. Now we already have the x bar only, we already find it, which is 4.95. Now we need to find the value for the x square, sigma x square divided by n. Now for the x square, let us find the x square. Maybe where do I can write? Yeah, let me write it at the top part in here. So for the x square, how many it will be? If the x is 2, so the x square it will be how many? Hello. Is there anyone who have any confusion or do not understand what I'm telling or what I'm asking? Now we are going to using this formula sigma x square divided by n minus x bar square for finding the standard deviation. X bar we already find it, so it's already clear for the x bar. Later if we are going to find the x bar square, we can directly use the 4.95 square. But now before having the x bar, we need to find the sigma x square. So now we need to find the x square first. If the x is 2, so the x square will be how many?
4.
Yeah, it will be 4, and then continue, it will be how many?
9.
Okay, continue.
16.
No, 16. Continue. 5 square is 25. 6 square is 36. 7 square is 49. 8 square is 64. Before I continue, is there anyone have any confusion to find the x square? No. As you know, there are 5 students who having marks of 2. So it means later on for the value of x square, which is for the value 4, we will be having a 5 values that is equals to 4. So it means if we already have the frequency in here, we have to find the fx square. We have to find the fx square because the x square, like the frequency, this is there are 5 students who having a value of 2, and then the x square is 4. So it means later we will be having a 5 value when the x square is equals to 4. That's why for the fx square for the first time, I will write it as 40 for the first column. Anyone have any confusion if I write 40 in here? Oh, not 40, sorry, 20. Anyone have any confusion if I write 20?
No.
No, for sure. What do you think? How do I get 20? How do I get 20? Can you tell me if you have no confusion? That is, can you tell me how do I get 20? Yeah, it will be 4 times 5, correct? Because the x square is 4 and then the f is 5. So continue for the second fx square, it will be how many? Hello, for the next value. How many?
9 times 7.
Yeah, how many it will be? Can you tell me?
63.
63.
Okay, 63. Next value. You can use
96.
calculator. Okay, 96, correct. Continue. I'm also using calculator.
100.
Okay, correct. Continue. Someone told me it is 147. Is it correct? For the value after 100. How much did you get?
1944.
How did you get it? Is it, or did I make a calculation with 36 times 9? Oh yeah, correct. 324, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, 324. Continue. After that, what value it will be? 147 now, is it? For the next one, it will be 64 times 6, which is equals to 384. Okay. Is there anyone who get different value with me? Maybe I mispressed my calculator or anything. You can tell me. No. So now we already have the fx square. From this value, we can find the sigma fx square. How many is the sigma fx square? Sigma fx square is equals to how many?
1134.
1134. Is there anyone who get different value from Natalie? Or all of you already have the same value? Yeah, 1134, correct? Agree? So now we can use the formula. We already have the sigma fx square or sigma x square because we have the frequency in here. When we have a frequency, we need to put the f in here, not only sigma x square. Because the x, we need to multiply it with the frequency. That's why we make it as sigma fx square. So now we will have a square root of 1134. We divide it by the n. The n is the sigma f. This is the same thing as n. So we can make it the n is equals to 40. We write it as 40 minus with the x bar square. The x bar square is 4.95 square. You can use calculator to calculate how many it will be. Maybe you can make it as 3 significant figures only. Do not keep it so many digits for the degree of accuracy.
$3.85.
How many? 3.85. Is there anyone who have different answer with Natalie? I get 1.96, yeah. Oh, yeah, we have to put square. Did you already put square in here? Sorry. This is x bar square. Did you already put a square on it? How many is it? Is it 1.96 or is there anyone have different answer with mine? Maybe I press the
I
calculator.
got 7.19.
Oh
I
my,
might be crazy. Oh wait, I am crazy. Never mind.
how? There is a one student who get the same answer with me. How about the other? Oopsie. How about the other
I
student?
got 1.96.
Yeah, okay then. Same, yeah. So the answer is 1.96 correct to the 3 significant figures. Or is there anyone who have different answer? Maybe if you have different answer, we need to recount again. Maybe I press the calculator in a wrong way. So it's possible for me to make mistake. All of you same with me? Or is there anyone who have different answer? So if you get confused, maybe the answer is not the same. I think it will be better if you try to calculate the 1134 divided by 40 minus 4.95 square first. After you're done with that calculation, you can square root the previous result. So you calculate first, after that you square root, there is a button answer. in your calculator, you can directly square root of answer. Later, I think the answer it will be equal with mine. So far, anyone having any question? Or my explanation is not clear enough? No? So yeah, this is how you find the standard deviation. Later on, if you, for a group data, if it is about a group data, the rule it will be the same. The difference only later on, you need to find the midpoint for the range, like the data that is given in the interval. You need to find the midpoint first. So this is the formula that we just used. Use the sigma fx square divided by sigma f minus x bar square. So this is the easier formula that you can use to calculate the standard deviation. So maybe to make it clear, I will discuss the example in here. We have a range for in a school A, we have the value from 10 until 15, the number students of 3, and then from 15 until 20, there are 12 students for who watching TV from 15 until 20 hours and so on, as you can read it by yourself from the table. Now we need to find the standard deviation and the mean for the numbers of hours the students watching the TV in the school A. So now because the data is given in a range, for finding the x, we need to find the midpoint. So anyone can tell me for the first range or the first interval, what is the midpoint? Just to check if you still remember about the midpoint. Yeah, can you tell me how many is it? Do not only tell me how do you find it. Just tell me how many is the midpoint so I can check if you really still understand how to calculate. Anyone still remember what is the midpoint from 10 until 15? Hello, are you there? Yeah,
12.5.
yeah, correct. The midpoint it will be 12.5. Is there anyone who still get confused to find the midpoint? For finding the
No.
midpoint, you need to plus these two values. After you plus them, the result you need to divide it by 2. So you do 10 plus 15 divided by 2. The answer it will be 12.5. For the next column, you do the same thing. You do 15 plus 20. The result you divide it by 2. So here is the table. I already find the midpoint or the mid value. So for each value, you have to find the midpoint first. After you find the midpoint, remember for finding the mean, we need to use the formula of sigma fx divided by sigma f. That's why I need to find the fx in here. Fx means the frequency I need to multiply with the mid value or the midpoint. So 3 times 12.5, I get 37.5. After I multiply them, I get the first fx. After that, you do the same thing for completing the fx first. So for the next column, you will multiply the 12 with the 17.5, you will get 210 and so on. This is you need to multiply to get the fx. After you get all of the fx, you can plus them. After you plus them, you call it as sigma fx. So you already get the sigma fx. Now we have to find the fx square. Before finding the fx square, I think if later you get confused, you can find the value for the x square first. X square means I need to multiply the 12.5 with 12.5, or you can directly use the calculator 12.5 square. Then you find the result how many. After that, the result you multiply it with the frequency. So you get the fx square. After that, you plus them all, you will get the sigma fx square. After that, for finding the standard deviation, you have to calculate the mean first. Mean is sigma fx divided by sigma f. Sigma fx is already given. You divide it by, sigma fx is already given. Sigma f sigma f is also given from the table, which is equals to 100. So you divide them, you will get the mean as 26.8 hours. After that, for finding the standard deviation, you need to find the total of fx squared first. After that, you divide it by the total frequency and then subtract with the mean square. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe my explanation is too fast or anything? You can tell me. Hello? Is there anyone having any question? Anyone having any question? No? For sure? Hello? Please let me know if you have any question, or whenever you think I talk too fast or anything, you can always remind me. Do not keep being
Understand.
quiet. Understand? For sure? Okay. If you really understand, now we are going to go back to the previous question. Let's check what do we have to solve. So for the first question, estimate the mean and also the standard deviation. We already find the mean and also the standard deviation on the next slide. For the question 2, compare and comment briefly the result of these two schools. For the mean, we will be talking about the average. If the standard deviation, we will be talking about the variation or the spreading for the data. So now, for the question 2, this is the answer for the question 2, because from the question, the school A, before we already have the mean, which is equals to 26.8, and then the standard deviation, it was 6.04 hours. From the school B, we have the mean, which is 26.3 hours, and then the standard deviation is 5.12 hours. So now if we compare the mean, it means the school A having a bigger mean. If having a higher mean, it means more students are, we can say that the students watching TV, the students from school A watch TV more than the school, spend more time to watch the TV in the school A than the school B. You can make a sentence like that, because for the mean, it will be telling us for the average for spending the time for watching a TV. And then for the question, for the standard deviation, if you want to compare the standard deviation, it means we can tell that the spreading of the data or the variation of the students that watching a TV in the school A, and because the variation in the school A is bigger, so we can say that the students in the school A of the time spending the watching TV in the school A is more varied compared to the school B. You can say like that. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe my explanation is not clear enough? Maybe I can try to repeat again. No? Or is there anyone having any question? No? If no question, we still have 5 minutes left. I think we can discuss this question. We can find the midpoint, the mean, median, not only the mean, and also the standard deviation. So now we have this table. Let us find the midpoint first. What is the midpoint from the very first value? Can you tell me?
2.5.
Okay, continue after 2.5. How many it will be? Later I will read it after.
12.5, 17.5,
Okay.
22.5,
Okay.
27.5.
Good job, Jeremy. Okay. So for finding the midpoint, the first thing that we have to do is finding the midpoint first. Correct. It was 2.5. After 2.5, it will be 7.5. After that, we have it as 12.5. And then 17.5. After 17.5, we will have 22.5. Oopsie, my pencil not working. 22.5, and then the last one, it will be 27.5. Any confusion from finding the midpoint? Any confusion? If you have any confusion, please let me know. No? For sure? Okay, if you really have no confusion, let us find the fx. What is fx? Fx is the result when we multiply the frequency and each midpoint. So 4 times 25, it will be equals to 10 for the first value in here. It will be equals to 10. And then for the next value, how many it will be? 90. Okay, thank you. Continue. How many it will be? 20 times 12.5. Is it 250? Okay, 250. And then my pencil is not really working. Okay, 250. And then continue. How many it will be? 420.
Extra 20.
Okay, continue.
360.
360. Okay. The last one, 27. Is it
10.
110? Okay, correct. 110. So now we already have the fx. Is it okay if we directly find the fx square, or do you want to find the x square first and then we find the fx square? What do you think? You find it one by one, or you want directly to find the fx square? It will be up to you actually. So in here, maybe if you get confused, you can find the x square first. The x square, it means the midpoint, we have to square them. After you square all of the midpoint, later on you need to multiply it by the frequency. That's why in this place we will be having fx square. Will be having fx square. So now, what do you think? You want to directly from the fx square, or do you want to find the x square first? Either one is fine for me. Hello, are you still there? How is it? If fx square is supposed to be 25, if we find the x squares first, we need to square the 2.5. 2.5 square, it will be 6.25. And then 6.25, we times it by 4. The answer, it will be 25. So, yeah. How do you think? You want to fill the x square first or directly fx square? Which one that is more comfortable for you, you can pick. I just want to try to make sure that, yes? How? I hope that we can finish this question, so I will not give you any homework. We only have like 2 minutes left. Okay, I don't think we will have enough time to discuss this question. I'll give you a 2 question for the homework, these slides. So later I will maybe I will re-upload the file to you. So this slide and also the previous slide, this one, there will be 2 questions for the homework, the ungrouped data and also the group data. Please kindly try to do it at home. Okay, I think that's all for today's class. Or do you want to continue still? We still have like 5 minutes left before the WebEx end by itself. Oh, okay then. Okay. Yeah, I hope where is it before? If you want me to continue, so can you tell me what is the next value after 25? Or maybe next value after 6.25? Which value you can find it? You can tell me which one that you want to use it. I'm fine with either one. Hello? Or you do not understand what I'm asking you to do?
Find the x first.
Okay, find the x square first. Okay then. So now we have 7.5 square. How many it will be?
56.5.
56.25, correct. And then now we have 12.5 square. How many it will be?
156.95.
Okay, 156.25. And then continue. 17.5 square.
6.5.
Yeah, 306.25. 6.25. And then for the next one, 22.5 square.
506.95.
Okay, 506.25. 506.25. The last column.
756.25.
Okay, is there anyone having any confusion so far? Later you can close it. Sorry, no? Okay, after that you can find the fx square. So the x square you have to multiply by the frequency. So in here you will be multiplying the 56.25 with the frequency which is equals to 12. You need to multiply it and then calculate them one by one until you can complete all the table. After you complete all the table, you will be getting the sigma f. Later on, the important things that you have to find out is the sigma f. This is you need to find the sigma f, and then from the frequency sigma fx, sorry, from the frequency you need to find the sigma f. From the fx square you need to find the sigma fx square. After you're done with it, you can fill in the numbers into the formula. Standard deviation, it will be sigma fx square divided by sigma f minus x bar square. If you don't want to calculate one by one for finding the x bar square, you can use the formula sigma fx and then divided by sigma f. The result you have to square root it. So you can put a bracket on this number square, and then it means you can directly calculate everything in one time. You can directly use this formula to calculate it in one time. This is for the mean. This will be the same thing for the x bar square. Any question? I think you can continue it at home. I already offer time for 2 minutes. Okay. Is there anyone having any question so far? I already give you the steps. You just need to complete the table and fill in into this square root and calculate using a calculator. Not a hard thing that you have to do. Okay. I think that's all for today's class. Good morning and thank you, students. Have a nice day.